Turning now to the UN's historic and highly symbolic move against North Korea. For the first time ever, the UN Security Council has put Pyongyang's appalling human rights record up as a matter for official discussion at the highest level of the world body. Connie Lee reports.
It's official. North Korea's human rights issues are now part of the UN Security Council's agenda.
The DPRK is in effect a totalitarian state which uses violence and repression against its own citizens to maintain itself. The regime's atrocities against its own people have created an inherently unstable state.
Members of the council voted on Monday to formally take up the issue of Pyongyang's alleged human rights abuses. This despite objections from China and Russia. However, there are no vetoes in procedural votes like this one, where an agenda is being set, so the other members were able to override the objections. This is the first time that the top UN body has taken up North Korea's human rights issues. Previously, discussions on Pyongyang were solely centered on the North's nuclear weapons program, but now all aspects of the country will be monitored and discussed. The latest ruling could also serve as a prelude to punitive measures against Pyongyang in the future, as it comes a matter of days after the UN General Assembly voted in favor of referring North Korea to the International Criminal Court for alleged crimes against humanity. North Korea, which has refused to cooperate at every step, quickly denounced the decision. Monday's report follows a stinging UN report released in February that said North Koreans face unspeakable atrocities. These include forced labor in the country's prison camps, deliberate starvation, executions, and torture. This latest move ramps up international pressure on Pyongyang to finally treat its own people better. Connie Lee, Arirang News.